Death is the central fact of our lives. We may push it away, forget it temporarily, or fear it endlessly. The accumulations of a lifetime, the loves, the despair, the anguish, the possessions we have acquired, are all part of the stream of our lives. We live in that stream of the me, the mine, our whole lives. And at death, do we cast it all away or sink again into the endless stream of the ego, the me, and mine? Is it possible to step out of the stream of our lives so that when death comes through illness, accident, or old age, one has already moved out of the chaos of life and into a shining clarity? Krishnamurti on death.
We have never asked, what is death? What does it mean? While living, not when we come to the end of it. While living, we never ask what is the meaning, the significance, the depth of death. We never ask what is the depth of life, living. What is the, it must have something enormously significant living. But we have reduced to such potty little affair. So we have never asked there, and we never ask certainly what death is. And also, what is it that is dying? Apart from the physical, biological existence, what is it that is dying? What is the me that is the I, the ego, the person, the persona, whatever you like to work, the self? Let's stick to that one word. What are you? Are you not all the accumulated memories, pleasurable, pain, these 50 years or 30 years or 10 days of memory? Aren't you all that? Memories of your pleasure, the pain and anxiety of your desire, the loneliness, the depression, the struggle, aren't you all that? Which is all memory, right? Don't look at it as it is now. Don't say, isn't there something superior beyond memory? I know that game. You can invent something superior, that there is a soul, as the Hindus call it, the Atman, and so on. No, superior consciousness, something divine, something very, very, very clear, which are all theories, absurdities. The actuality is what you are. Time is now. Time is contained, the past, the future is now. So death is now. That means if I am attached to my wife, to my something or other, to my furniture, right? Aren't you attached to something? And death comes, says, that's the end of it. Cuts it. So can you be free of the attachment? Therefore you are living then, living and dying at the same time. So death and life always march together. then you will see, then there is that sense of absolute freedom from the little travail of myself.
We have made life into a hideous thing, living. Life has become a battle, which is an obvious fact. Constant fight, fight, fight. And we have divorced that living from death. We separate death as something horrible, something to be frightened about. And we say, and to us this living, which is misery, is we accept. If we didn't accept this existence as misery, then life and death are the same movement. Like love, death, and living are one. One must totally die to find what love is. And to go into this question of what is death, what lies beyond death, whether there is reincarnation, whether there is a resurrection, for all that becomes rather meaningless if you don't know how to live. If the human being knows how to live in this world without conflict, then death has quite a different meaning. Now, to understand death really, one has to go into the question of what is it that dies? The physical organism obviously is going to end because we have misused it. We have really destroyed the intelligence of the organism itself. And to us, death is something to be avoided. And as it exists, we believe. We believe in something beyond. There is something beyond, far greater than any of our belief. There's something tremendously great, which the mind cannot possibly grasp, a mind which is in such chaos, which is in such contradiction.
You have acquired knowledge, experience. You have collected lots of memories. So, we know what it means to have a continuity. So we have to inquire into what does it mean to end. End voluntarily, not through age-old disease and some kind of awful pain and anger, all that. What does it mean to end anything? So, death means the ending, right? You may not accept it, you may not like it, but that's a fact. You can't take everything with you. You might like to keep it until the last moment. If you have a bank account and have everything comfortable, you might like till the last second. We used to know a man who had collected a lot of money, immensely rich. And he was dying, and he kept a lot of it in his cupboard, literally. I happened to be there. He told his son to open the cupboard, to look at all the diamonds, gold, and bank account notes. And he was looking at it happily, and he was dying. I know. And he never realized he was dying, because the money mattered enormously. Not death, but that which is contained in that cupboard. So, is there an ending to one's deep memories, to one's attachment? Let's take that up. Is there an ending to your attachment? What is attachment? Why are we attached to something or other? To property, money, to wife, to husband, to some foolish conclusion, to some ideological concept. Why are we so attached? Inquire. Let's talk it over together. And the consequences of attachment. If I'm attached to you, if the speaker is attached to you as an audience, think what his state of my brain must be. He's frightened he may not have an audience. He becomes nervous, almost apoplectic. And he is attached to exploit people, to have a reputation. You understand? So, the consequences of attachment, if you observe it very closely, whether it be a wife, husband, a boy or a girl, or an idea, or a picture, or to a memory, to an experience, the consequences are that it breeds fear of losing, right? And of that fear, there is jealousy. You're following how jealous we are of those in power who are, you follow? All the jealousy. And when you are attached, there is always this suspicion, secrecy, Haven't you noticed all this? And can you, if you're attached to something or some idea, some person, can you end it to now? That is death. Which means, can you live with death all the day long? Oh, think of it, go into it. You will see the greatness of it, the immensity of it. That is to live with death every second, never collecting, never gathering, never giving anything a continuity. So you don't know. If you do it, you will see what it means. That is real freedom. And from that freedom there is love. So let us inquire together that extraordinary thing that we call death. It must be extraordinary. So without any kind of romantic, comforting, believing in reincarnation, life after death, which is an excellent idea, marvelously comforting. The origin of it probably began with the very, very ancient Hindus. And the Greeks Egyptians talked about it. Then Pythagoras, the Greek, talked about it. If there is a continuity of each one of us, that is, lived now, the same thing will be better opportunity next life. If one believes in that sincerely, deeply, as millions do, then what you do now matters. Right? What you are now, what your conduct, what your daily life is. Because if there is a continuity, then next life, of course, will have better castle, better refrigerator, better cars, better wife or husband. Those who ardently believe in it, they don't behave properly. They're not concerned about the future any more than you or another. So could we also put that comforting idea aside? What is living? What is living, daily life, and what is death? If we don't understand our daily living, what relationship has death to that? You understand? So first, we must inquire what is living. What do we mean by living? What do we mean by good life? Is good life having a lot of money, cars, changes of wives, or girls, or going from one guru to another and caught up in his concentration camp? Please don't laugh. This is actually what's going on. So we ought to consider what is continuity, you understand? And what is ending. May we go into that? What is it that continues? That is a series of movements which becomes a continuity. And what is it that is the meaning of that word ending? Something that ends. Why are we so frightened of ending something? Whether it be tradition, a habit, a memory, an experience, can all that end? Not calculated ending, an ending which is not effort, determination. I end something to achieve something else. Death, you can't argue with death, right? Right? You're following this? As long as there is this self-interest, which is the wheel of time, then there must be death. So, is time related to death? Oh, come on, sirs. If death is now, instant, there is no fear, is there? There is no time. You capturing what I'm saying? If the speaker is attached to his audience, attached to this, because out of that attachment it derives a great deal of excitement, sensation, importance, self-interest, envious of a person with a larger audience. Right? If the speaker is attached, whether to an audience, to a book, to an experience, to a title, to a fame, then he's frightened of death. Attachment means time. I wonder if you understand all this. Attachment means time. So, can you be completely free of attachment, which is time? Right? And the mirror in which you see this is the relationship between you and another, between you and your wife, to see in that relationship all the past, the present, habits, future, everything is there. To know how to look, how to observe, how to hear every word, every movement of thought. That requires great attention, watchfulness. So, death is not in the future. Death is now when there is no time, when there is no me becoming something, when there is no self-interest, egotistic activity, which is all the process of time. So living and dying are together always. And you don't know the beauty of it.